Hi everyone, beautiful sunny day, just enjoying the end of this gorgeous day today, and just been thinking today about Jesus' parable when he talks about the sower, like sowing the word, and then he talks about the soil and the dirt. And when Carolina and I lived in Colombia, we took the church on a retreat to a place. It was about a couple of hours away from Bogota, and it was an area where there was this volcanic mud, and it was all set up as this kind of like thermal spa type of place. I don't know if that's the right term, but there was a whole area where you would basically cake yourself in this mud, and then you had to let it dry on you, and it would kind of, this is really gross, but it would kind of like crustate on you, and then you go to these areas where you literally kind of like stand in this waterfall, and you'd wash all the mud off, and you know your skin would be rejuvenated, and you feel 10 years younger, and it was pretty gross, and it was pretty uncomfortable letting this like kind of hot volcanic mud just dry on you. And so loads of people, they just couldn't hack it. They go and wash it off before it actually dried on them, and of course then it didn't do the work that it needed to do. And I think about Jesus's parable of the seeds being sown into the ground, and you know, Jesus talks about how, and on another occasion, about a farmer when he sows, he doesn't go and like dig up the ground to see whether or not the seed is actually taking root and growing into something. Because of course we know full well that if the farmer did that, then the seed would die, it would be broken, and sooner or later we have to let the dirt do its work. We have to be willing to go through the process, and there's a lot about this season that is difficult. People feel hidden, people feel enclosed. You know, if a seed had a personality, and if it had a character, I'm sure it would not like being put in the dark. It wouldn't like being covered up. I even think about, like, you know, dirt, D-I-R-T, you know, we can think of doubt, insecurity, rejection, and trauma or trouble, if you want to. This is the preacher in me coming out. And you know, sometimes God will allow these situations. Sometimes the doubt and the insecurity that we have rises to the surface in these times, and you know, we can remember past rejections and past traumas and troubles and things like that, and sometimes we need to allow the dirt to do its work. We need to allow God to take us through that process of hiddenness, that process of being enclosed and being hidden away with Him. The Bible's full of references to being in the secret place with God, and it's in those moments where we allow ourselves to be hidden away that God does amazing things. God took Moses from the palace, from Pharaoh's palace, where Moses really thought he was someone, into the back side of the wilderness to show Moses that without God he was no one. And then in the last 40 years of Moses' life, God shows Moses what God can do with a no one, who in God's hands becomes a great, incredible someone. And there's these periods of hiddenness. It's interesting that quarantine comes from this idea of 40. And the Hebrew number 40 is the number for proving something, for testing something. For basically, the idea the rabbis would say is that the number 40 is the time that it takes God to prepare something. You know, the gestation time for a baby in the womb is 40, is 40 weeks, and God uses this pattern throughout Scripture of 40, and you know, in many ways we're in this time of quarantine, we're in this time of preparation, of being formed. So my encouragement to you at the end of this gorgeous day is to let the dirt, let it do its work. Let God surround you, and let Him grow you during this time, and let Him build you up so that you can be all that He's created you to be. God bless you.